Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker has gone through numerous adjustments during this year of 2019 in order to bring Star Wars in a different direction by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and crew to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy overall. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of fans are quite worried about is, of course, whether or not J.J. Abrams will be able to really knock this movie out of the park and really make it a classic Star Wars film that would serve as a proper ending to this saga that has actually been around since 1977. I mean, it really is a big deal. This movie is a historical event because of how big of a movie it's going to be and what it really stands for. This is going to be the very end of the Skywalker saga, and of course, before Disney and Lucasfilm move on to a different mythology, a new Star Wars trilogy, if you will, to really reshape the franchise into something else. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the big plans by Disney and Lucasfilm, that in my point of view is very unfortunate and a terrible decision, this is where things begin to also get very intriguing as well. Now, specifically, what's really interesting about all of this is that it's described that during the months of August, September, and October is when many reshoots for the film took place, where Disney and Lucasfilm made many adjustments to the second and third acts of the film. It's explained that after the reshoots, Disney and Lucasfilm have been doing test screenings for the movie, with many of the scenes put together in different ways, and that one of the scenes that Disney needed to cut from the movie was said to involve one of the scenes with actor Hayden Christensen portraying the role as Anakin Skywalker. It's described that the scene entailed a moment in which Hayden Christensen was in a scene as the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker communicating with Luke Skywalker on the world of Ahch-To, just after Luke crash lands on the world of Ahch-To with his X-Wing. It's explained that this was meant to be a powerful flashback and a reunion of both Luke and Anakin inside of the Tree Library, father and son, before Luke died during the events of The Last Jedi. This scene was ultimately cut due to Kathleen Kennedy of Lucasfilm, the president of all things Star Wars, and those at Disney wanting a different direction for the second act of the movie, and that this Hayden Christensen scene was ultimately cut from the movie that would have served as a reunion before Luke even died. So let me go over a couple of parts about this and as to why, in my point of view, alright, through my eyes here, this is a failure by Disney and Lucasfilm. This really is a terrible decision on Disney and Lucasfilm's part of excluding this scene from the final cut of Episode 9. Now, I'm sure that you guys have heard that a lot of test screenings have been taking place, a lot of, reshoots took place during the months of August, September, and October. They are now in the final stages of post-production. They're shifting things around. They're really trying to figure out exactly which ending that they should actually choose. They have like 3 different endings that they are now choosing from. So basically, Disney and Lucasfilm are in a state of worry of really trying to make this movie perfect. And in my point of view, this scene that featured Hayden Christensen really would have actually been the highlight of the movie in my point of view for both Luke and Anakin. You know, father and son having a beautiful reunion on the world of Ahch-To. It's just something that I think fans would have really loved to see, that should have really been in The Last Jedi in some way, shape, or form. And the fact that they cut this particular moment from the movie, where Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost was actually communicating with Luke alive and well in the form of a flashback, just after Luke crash lands and pretty much is left on the island of Ahch-To, I think would have been very moving, and it would have been heartwarming for the fans. I mean, I will be honest, I think it would have been a very heartwarming moment for everybody. And the fact that, yes, they are going through a lot of changes with this film in order to not only bring us, a specific vision by Disney and Lucasfilm, which, like I've always said, Disney and Lucasfilm, I don't really agree with everything that they do, especially with The Last Jedi. To me, that was really like the very movie that kind of just split the fan base and really just tumbled things down forward. So with this particular moment, the fact that a lot of things were changed due to not just some of the test screenings that have been taking place, which, by the way, I'm sure that you guys heard about that, but on top of all of this, the fact that Disney and, of course, President of Lucasfilm Kathleen Kennedy wanted a different direction for the second act of Episode 9, that's exactly what led to the cancellation of the scene. Now, mind you, more Hayden Christensen scenes are in, of course, the works as we speak, but it's this one in particular that would have really served a great purpose, that would have really given us an idea of what a reunion between both Luke and Anakin would have been like before Luke really died, right? Now, the thing about Anakin and Luke, that whole entire dynamic is very interesting. I gotta say, it really is very interesting because you would never imagine to see that in a Star Wars film, and the fact that Disney had the opportunity to do that perfectly in the final cut of the movie, and now it's on the cutting room floor, I think it's just a fail on Disney and Lucasfilm. That's just my point of view. If you guys think it's a plus for the Star Wars fans, that's fine, but to me, I just think that's a failure and a step in the wrong direction. I think it's a terrible direction by Disney and Lucasfilm to cut such a great scene out for, of course, The Rise of Skywalker. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.